Hey, how's everybody? Hello. How are you guys doing? I'm here for you like I am on Mondays, 5 p.m. Central Time, answering your questions live. So I just realized that I didn't put up the little thumbnail for this week. And so I'm going to have to put that up. Sometimes I forget. I just assume that you guys all know that I'm here on Mondays at 5 p.m. answering your questions live. So, how are you guys doing today? If you're here, say hi. I would love to see your names so that I can know who I'm talking to. And if you have questions and you're the first ones here, pop in and I'm more than happy to answer them. So, I want to share with you yesterday was the first day of my first round of the Leading Lady Academy. And wow, it is amazing. The things that the ladies are already learning. And mind you that we met for our first Zoom call. And it went almost 2 hours for that call, by the way. And all the women in there were just so powerful and they're so wonderful. And what we covered a lot in the first session. And then today I emailed out the first day of homework. And before I even emailed out the first day of homework, the ladies already are having breakthroughs, aha moments. They're clearing old blocks, beliefs out because I'm teaching them how to identify them. And so for my ladies that are in the Leading Lady Academy, I'm just so happy that you guys are there. And if you're not enrolled, I'm going to just let you have their own proof and you'll read their reviews. You'll see if you're in my Wake the Hell Up Sleeping Beauty course, you'll be able to see their transformation in 4 weeks. Yep. So Amala, yay, glad I caught the live tonight. I am too. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Sam. Thank you. You like my earrings? Aren't those cool? Thank you so much. Loving Rebel, hi. Sophia, hello. Timothy Martin, hi. Nice to see you here. My name's Timothy, but you can call me Tim. How are you today? I'm amazing. Thank you for asking. I am here on Mondays if you are not familiar with my channel, and I come on just to answer your questions live. So if you have any questions about manifesting or about changing your self-concept, this is my favorite topic. And even though I promote and a lot of the things that I do are geared towards women, I have a lot of men that I work with, and either one-on-one, I do sessions with them, and as well, a lot of men take my Be the Leading Lady of Your Life course, because anything that I talk about that is not gender specific, but because I am a woman, I speak to women. And a lot of the courses that men take, they have great success with them as well. And because they are topics for all of us, because like when I work with women and they come to me and they start complaining about with men, right? That, that their man's not nice enough or romantic enough or sweet enough or anything enough. I ask them one question, and I always get the ladies with this, and guys, you're going to like this, right? I ask the ladies, what makes you think that you're the only one that wants romance, sweetness, kindness, to be treated like a queen? What makes you think that you're the only one, because you're a girl, a female, right? What makes you think that only you are the one that is wanting this, and that a man's role in life is to worship and do everything for you, that's their job? Don't you think that men want romance and want to be treated with sweetness and kindness, and they also want to feel special and that they matter? And when I ask that question to the ladies that come in complaining about men, I stump them. Because once you see that it doesn't matter what your gender is, that we all have these desires to be loved and to feel good and to feel happy. And if you're in a relationship or you've had relationships that are, have a lot of issues or problems, when you start looking at them differently, they all of a sudden something shifts within you and you see them differently with more compassion, more love. And then in return, that is also reflected back to you. So, but the reason why people have a difficult time seeing someone different or doing something different, because they're waiting for that person to change before they believe that that person is different. And that's not how the law works. That's not how manifesting works. In fact, that's just not how anything works. The faith that we have in ourselves, whether you believe that's God or you believe that's a universe inside you, the faith inside of you, that is what you're believing in. That is what you're trusting in. You're not believing and trusting in out there, people. No, everything is reflecting you. So when you put the faith and belief within yourself, in that power within you, and you develop that trust, I believe in what I see in my inner world. I believe in this power that I have within me, right? Then the death grip of needing that person to change, it like just lets go. You're not just like saying bye, but you're not holding onto a tight fist. You're just kind of you're right there, right? So it's different. I was listening to Bentino. I don't know if any of you know who he is, but I really love listening to him. He dives deep into the subconscious, or I am. And I was listening to him today, and he said, our human brain is so used to being like a monkey that climbs branches. A monkey will grab a branch and will not let go of that branch until it's reached and grabbed the next branch. And then it'll let go of this one. And that's how the human mind is as well. And yeah, he is amazing, right? And that's how the human mind is as well. And that's how I see a lot of people with manifesting is they won't let go of what they see and have and experience in their world. They won't let go of the idea of a person or a concept. They won't let go of the idea that they are no longer poor. They won't let go of the idea that they're single. They won't let go of the idea until they have evidence to grab onto, and then they let go of this. And that he was describing that as that's how monkeys are. And I immediately thought of how we are with the mind and manifesting, that we don't want to let go of what we know until we have evidence of the new thing, and then we can let go. Right. Well, that's how the world of Caesar works. That's how the 3D world is. That's what our world of senses is. And that's not manifesting. That's not faith. When you believe in yourself and believe in you, you don't even have to truly 100% believe. Okay. You don't even have to 100% believe. You can let go of the branch scared shitless. It's okay. You're like, I'm going to let go, but I am so scared and I'm about to do it. I'm going to let go. And then before you know it, you not only have the other branch in your hand, but you have your desire. But it's like that moment of, I'm going to let go my grip on this idea that I have right now. And then I can just, okay, I'm scared. I'm going to do it. Boom. Right. But what I see, and this is what I used to do too, that if I say I'm going to let go of my idea of the way things are right now, and I'm afraid that it won't help, or it's going to hurt me or whatever, because that's the brain. It's survival. It wants you to hold on to what you know, because it's like, no, it's dangerous if you let go of this idea. It's dangerous to let go of, where you're at right now, because right now you're safe and it's okay. And if you let go, something bad might happen to you. And that's the survival part of our brain, which is okay. It's totally normal. All right. But when you understand this and you learn that this is normal and it's okay to let go of that death grip, it's okay. All right. It feels scary. Acknowledge, I'm scared. Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm going to let go, and this is scaring me. I don't want to let go of the way things are. It's scary. Okay, grab onto the other branch while you're being scared, you see? And the other branch is trusting that this one's mine. This one's mine. Do you see? So, yeah, I was listening to that and I'm like, I got to share that because I love that analogy. So start seeing, maybe that'll help some of you with some of your what you're manifesting, and also the idea of letting go of the past, resentment, any hard feelings, anything that has happened to you in the past. Right? You're not a prisoner to your experiences, to your memories, to your circumstances. No, and you're not here to change the world. You're here to, like Neville says, I love this. He says, you are here to spiral out of the existing circumstances, that despite what you see, despite what you hear, despite what you touch, it doesn't matter. That you are here to see that you can have what you want no matter what you see. It's like, so what? I still get what I want. So I hope that's helpful to some of you and help in some way. So anyway, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm trying to think. I didn't have any questions emailed ahead of this week that I can think of. I've been answering a lot of questions in email, but they're more private and personal, not wanting me to share their questions publicly. And I understand that. But, some of the more common questions that I get are about, how do I just surrender and know that this is mine? And I used to struggle with that too, guys. And I wanted to surrender. I got so tired of people saying, hi, Floor. I got so tired of people say, surrender to your desire, right? Just let go. Just drop it. Just drop it. It's like, that's nice. Don't you think I want to? Don't you think I want to? It's, again, holding on to the monkey branch and letting go to grab the other one, right? And I wanted to. Oh, God, I so wanted to, right? But it's like something in me was like, oh, I just want to and I can't. Well, you can. I'm going to tell you right now, you can. But the problem is that my faith was not inside of what I heard on the inside, saw on the outside, experienced on the inside, heard on the inside, saw on the inside. But my faith was what I saw on the outside, what I would see on the outside, the results. That's where my faith was. And if your faith is on the outside, that is what causes that feeling of I want to, but I can't. But when you turn it around and you put your faith on the inner world, that what you're seeing is true, that what you're hearing is true, then you become this chill. You become relaxed, because now what you're putting your faith in is in I am, not in evidence. And it doesn't matter if it might be fast, it might take a couple weeks, it might take a couple months, or whatever the timing. I don't know the timing of things, and nor am I going to pretend to know, right? All I do know is that I put my faith inside, and the more that you practice it, this is what I do believe, the more that you practice it and see evidence of it, then I say start playing around with time, saying I want it in the next 24 hours, right? But if you're still looking on the outside for proof, putting a time frame on it is going to feel difficult or challenging or fake, or maybe even frustrating if it doesn't happen. So you really got to know that the faith you're putting it is on what you see in the inner world, not on the outside. If you're going to play around with time frames, I say test it out. And if you're feeling anxious or sad or frustrated, then, don't do the time frame thing and just say, you know what? I'm just going to trust that this is happening, and I don't know how, I don't know when, and I'm going to be okay with that, so that you're not putting yourself in this anxiety position. Because honestly, it almost feels like neutral, the zone you want to be in. You want to be neutral, where you're not having a high and you're not feeling low. You're just kind of like neutral. I'm okay if I have a great day, and I'm okay if I have a doubting day. I'm accepting both because I'm still in that neutral zone. Do you see? I'm not going to bash myself for having an off moment. All right. Amala, any tips for fighting, getting through the resistance at the beginning? I find myself oscillating between being very confident, living in the wish fulfilled, and noticing the 3D. I want you to notice the 3D. I don't want you to avoid it. Some people say avoid a 3D or whatever. You don't avoid 3D, and I want you to notice 3D. In fact, I want you to look at it and say, that's nice. Notice it's like, yeah, it's the opposite of what I want. I think I did a post today about that on my Instagram page, and it's okay. Notice that you are seeing something that you don't want. You're like, yep, But here's where the faith comes in on the inner that I was talking about. Where's your faith? Is your faith on the inner, or is your faith outer, right? Do you put your faith on what you're seeing, or do you put your faith on the inner and your inner world? So here's my personal take on this. No, don't ignore 3D. No. When people say ignore 3D, here's what I want you to understand about 3D. All right. No, I'm going to talk about it because I'm glad you brought it up. Ignoring 3D, what they're trying to say, and it probably doesn't come across the way that they want to, is ignore what you see, that no matter what you see, even despite of what you see, you still get what you want. Do you see? So ignoring what you see as your evidence, if you have a manifestation or not, that's what they're trying to say. It's okay to look at 3D. It's okay to accept the way things are, but just don't say, oh, this is how it is, so it must mean that I don't get what I want. Do you see? No. You trust in your inner world, and despite what I see, I still get what I want. Even though I see the opposite, I don't care. I still get what I want because I know what's in here. I know what's in here, and this is mine. I already have it. So I don't care what I see. Do you see? So when you get to that place, that's where you become neutral and you feel that confidence within. And yes. Hi, Jessele. Nice to see you. My God, it's dark today. I don't have all my lights on. And my shadow from my ring light. Oh, can I make little bunny ears? I have to. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Loving Rebel 3D is old manifesting. So acknowledge you did that. Yep, exactly. Everything that you see in 3D is just old stuff. So what I was going to say was, here's how I use 3D, okay? Because I want you to use 3D, not be afraid of 3D, not avoid 3D, okay? I want you to use 3D, okay? Here's how I want you to use 3D. 3D is showing you what you've been thinking, what you've been focusing on, what you've been imagining. It's showing you what's going on in your imagination, in your mind all the time, whether it's on purpose or it's been there, for years, let's say programmed for years, like old beliefs, old patterns, that kind of thing. So 3D is really good for showing you what you have. It's like if you go online to Amazon and you put a bunch of things in the cart and you're shopping, you just keep adding and adding and adding, and you keep shopping, right? And then you're like, what have I already selected? I know, let me go to the basket, to my Amazon basket. It's like, okay, let's see, what did I put in there? Oh, I have a lot of stuff in the basket. That's 3D. It's like showing you, oh, I already put all this stuff in here. Wow. I did this. Okay. Wow. So if I look at the cart and say, I don't really like that. Why did I pick that one? Ew. I'm gonna delete that one. right? And then I'm going to go back to the website, Amazon, and say, what do I want to put in there instead? Oh, yeah, this one looks nice. I'm going to put that one there instead. Do you see? That's what 3D is your little shopping basket that you've already put stuff in. All right. And you just got to look at it. Okay. This is what I put in. This is what I've been imagining and thinking. And if there's anything that you don't like, then you're like, okay, that's showing me what I've been focused on. See, use 3D. Don't be afraid of 3D. Okay. Good topic. I love talking about 3D because it's not scary. It's useful. Mista, hey, I'm up and down when it comes to manifesting. My girlfriend back. That sounds like a Michael Jackson song, isn't it? I think so. Anyway, it's been 8 months and I only texted for 2 or 3 weeks when I reached out. Late December, not sure what to do. Persist. Nothing's lost. Nothing. You were questioning what happened, or, that I only texted for 2 to 3 weeks, right? That's a lot. That's huge. Celebrate that and grab onto it. And I'm like, this is working. This is working. So, Mista, tell me what you did to have the conversations going on for the text for 2 to 3 weeks. I'd like you to type it in. Tell me what you did to make that happen, because you made that happen. So share with me and us what you imagined, what you assumed, right, for you to experience that. I'd love to hear it, and we're going to keep building on that. JSLA, it can be difficult not to react to what's going on in 3D, especially when it makes you feel bad or triggers you. Do you have any suggestions on how not to get triggered? So what if you get triggered? I love triggers, and I used to try to avoid triggers and try to avoid feeling negative, but triggers are trying to show you something. Ask yourself, why am I being triggered by this, right? Take like one thing that you get triggered with. Why am I being triggered? What is this showing me? It's showing you a fear, and it's showing you a fear that you have inside you. And the minute that you call that fear out on the table, it starts to diminish power. And then the next time, if that trigger pops up again, you call it out again. You're like, what are you trying to show me? Oh, the same thing? Okay, that's okay. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to let the fear ride through me, whatever it is, whatever the trigger is. Like, like I literally will stare at the trigger, whether it's an object, a sound, whatever it is. I just stare at it. Even if as uncomfortable as it is, I'm like, okay, let's look at you. And I will sit there for like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I don't care how long it is. And I will ride through it. And I'll be like, okay, are you done? Because you're not real, trigger. What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to protect me from? What is it that I'm afraid of? Quote unquote. You're God, remember, you're not. We're just making these fears up. Don't be afraid of triggers. That's the fastest way to get rid of triggers in reacting to the 3D. Stand in the face of the fear. All right. All right, Mista. Well, I ended up to reach out to her on December 20th. Not sure why I did. You don't know why you did, Mista. Yes, you do. Because that was inspired action. I just reached out to her to wish her happy holidays. At first, she was very dry and throwing jabs at me, like, oh, I know my worth, been focusing on myself and all that. Then it turned out nicer. She told me she had a dream about me, and she recalled to how she used to talk with me to a class in school. My first thoughts after the no contact from January 4th till now is me not saying the right things. Okay, so you boldly called her, and you're like, she'll answer. I'm going to call her. You had that assumption that she was going to call you. Okay, that's one. But also, do you see how she when you reached out, at first she was dry, throwing jabs, okay? But then she changed, right? And that dream she had, what do you think? What do you think that dream came from? You, mister. That was you. Hello, causing that dream, all right? So it's working. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep imagining, persisting. In fact, Mista, have you watched my video on how to manifest your SP? Because if you haven't, I highly suggest you go watch it and then go watch my video on mental diets. Go watch those two videos and just listen. I know it's a long video, this P1, but it's full of gold and you will get everything that you need, and just stick. Hear what you want to hear from her. What is she saying to me? Oh, I love when you call me. I love talking to you, right? Hear what you want to hear. And then what do you say back to her? Like, oh, that makes me so happy to hear. I love hearing your voice too. This is imaginal, okay? Play around, talk to her throughout the day. You don't even have to physically do it. Imagine her calling you. How would that feel? Imagine the phone ringing and then you pick it up and you're like, hi. And she says, I was thinking about you. And you're like, I was thinking about you too. And then she's like, what are you doing? And then you guys having a little conversation, right? Imagine having conversations. And then the next time you guys talk, and then the next time you guys are talking, and then you're walking around out in town and she's hanging out with you. This is an imagination. Don't do it out loud because you look weird. In your imagination, right? Have her go with you everywhere. Have her go with you when you're going to go make a coffee. Have her go with you when you're going to go to the store or school, right? Imagine she's there having these conversations, loving, hear loving things only coming from her within to you, right? This is all within. So listen to those two videos. They are full of gold and everything you need. Just trust me. Or not, don't. Go test it. That's a better one. All right. Hope that helps, Mista. Let's see, Jessalay, what about if someone's behavior which triggers me? I'm not really sure what that means, but I'll just tell you now that someone else's behavior remember, they're echoing you. They're just echoing your thoughts, your beliefs, your old beliefs about them, or your old beliefs about yourself. All right. So just if a behavior triggers you, right? Why is it triggering you? Same thing, like I said before, why does it trigger you? What fear is it causing in you? And that's what you want to get to the bottom of and be like, oh, okay. Well, that has nothing to do with my desire. I still get what I want. All right. Remember, they're echoing you. Let's see. I wish we could have FaceTimed or met in person, but just texting. Look, you are on a roll. And if you start wishing that what you had, you're going to get less. So just say like, wow, I'm so happy that we text. So start imagining that you guys are FaceTiming now every day, right? Just imagination. Like, I love when she FaceTimes me, right? And I love when she calls me. I love when we get to hang out. We laugh. We have so much fun, right? Hear what you want to hear. Charles. Hey, Rose. Hi, Charles. Just came back with my lunch again. Sneaky. Mr. That's true. Okay, Charles. Also, I know sent you an email about it, but your Trust in You course did wonders. I really felt a shift and felt better about my reactions and started to see better relationships. That's awesome. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And I did get your email, and that is beautiful. I mean, I was just telling my friend today that the Trust in You course and Look in the Mirror are my top sellers. And now you know why, Charles, because it really is about even Mista and JSLA, all of you asking questions. It's about trusting in yourself. And And learning to trust in you is so key. In fact, my first call with the Leading Lady Academy yesterday was, that's what I talked about, is trusting in you. And this whole week, the ladies started today, sent out the first homework assignment. This whole week, that's all we're focusing on is self-confidence and trusting in ourselves and how it shows up when we're not, and how we can build that, right? And then I made that mini course on my website that any of you can take. And it is just about trusting in yourself. That's your foundation, right? Trusting in yourself is the foundation on which you manifest. Ooh, because when you do that, that's when everything starts shifting around. So I'm so glad you like that, Charles. Also, I have a crazy story. Let me get, Mister. What if I think about the negative I caused, like how I have regrets about the relationship was? Yeah, if you're looking at the past, Mister, you're looking in the wrong direction. Okay, if you're looking at the past or you're looking at the future, those are not where you want to be looking at. Do you see how those are going in the wrong direction? You want to be looking at right now. What do I want right now? Right now she calls me. Right now she loves me. Right now we're together. Right now she's FaceTiming me. Right now, because everything's happening right now. Okay? All right. Charles, I have a crazy story. I manifested celebrity SP for a lookalike, and he's on a sports team. And I saw someone that looked like one of his teammates, doppelgangers. He's coming. Yes. Just notice that's not a sign. Okay. Just notice that. That's interesting. Look at that. That doppelganger is showing you where your focus is, right? That you're focusing in the right direction. So just knuckle down, double down, persist, right? It is possible. It is possible. Everything's possible. So if that's what you want and that's who you want, that is who you can have. You just got to stay focused and persist. Hear what you want to hear, see what you want to see, and only trust within. That's it. All right. GSLA makes sense to you. You're welcome. Watch those two videos though. For Mista too. Charles, those two are the best courses. I'm so glad you said that. They are, aren't they? They're just so great. I mean, there are other ones in there are so good, and they're just, I made them mini and really specific on one topic for each of those courses so that you focus on that one topic instead of just like, okay, yeah, I got to trust in myself. And then what? Because that's what I see people do. It's like, no, did you miss that most important part about trusting yourself? Like, you really got to dig around in there and ask yourself if you really do or not. And when I see people asking lots of questions, I can tell you right there that they don't trust in themselves. And that is so key. Like, I can't even tell you how important it is. You have to develop that trust in yourself. And whether you're manifesting a job, a career, a business, a person, whatever, don't you want to feel that confidence within yourself so that when you do have this new thing or person in your life, you trust in yourself that you can, one, you can keep it, and two, you can excel at it, right? And that it's no big deal, right? Because you know where the power is. It's within. It's not with that person or that thing. And then you don't look at them as they run away or leave. It's like, they're not going nowhere. This job's not going nowhere. My business isn't going anywhere. Do you see? Because I know where to put the power in now. But if you try to manifest to get the thing to give you the feeling of good, you're building a house on sand. You're building a house on shaky ground, right? It won't be long before you are scrambling around to keep the thing again. All right. Let's see, Miss Deb, what's your thoughts on talking to other people lightly as manifesting an SP? I'm not sure what you mean. Also had a session with another coach, and she said, especially since I have just an analytical mind, and being that I'm only 18, my mind tends to race more. I don't know who your coach is, but I'm going to disagree with the whole thing. I have been in psychology for over 13 years. I'm a therapist, and or I was a therapist for over 13 years. And the development of a person's brain does change from birth until our brains are fully formed, not until the ages between 21 and 25. That is developmentally true of that our brains change and that are the way we process information and also deal with problems changes. However, that's the human side of us. Okay, that's the human side of us. That's the limitation side of us. That's the limiting part of us. All right. And since you have an analytical mind, everyone has an analytical mind. There's not a single person that doesn't have it. We're supposed to have analytical mind. We're supposed to process information because that's survival. And that is why we have a brain, is to analyze and because of survival so that we don't go to danger. So you're supposed to have an analytical mind. Now, if you are always trying to scientifically look at things, then it might be better for you. I'm not saying it is or not, but it's just a suggestion that you look at manifesting as a mechanism instead of as divine. And what I mean by that is it works every time. If I think this thought or I assume or imagine this thing, it echoes out here. So impressing the subconscious mind and pushing out, projecting what I see. So if another way an analytical mind will look at this manifesting is goal setting. If you think of financial people, wealth coaches, people that don't talk about manifesting or Neville Goddard, they'll just talk about goal setting, right? That where do you want to be? Let's say you own a business, and where do you want to be in 12 months? And they say, okay, I want to have $500,000 profit. Okay, then the wealth coach will say, okay, now let's reverse engineer it and bring it back to the present moment where you are, day 1, January 1, right? Now let's break that $500,000 into 12 months. And in those 12 months, what profit do you have to have each month for 12 months? Okay, so at each of those months, you have this amount of number that you want to do. What can you sell? What can you do that'll give you this profit? So right there, they start setting intentions, affirmations, assumptions, goals that I sell this number every month, and at the end of the 12 years, I get $500,000. That is no different than what we're talking about in manifesting. I am setting my intention, my goal, all right? That is living in from the end. I'm going to do all this knowing that whether I sell 30 cats a day or I sell 5,000 pair of shoes a month, whatever it is that my business is, at the end of the year, I will have $500,000. So use these different tools. There's not a specific or right way to manifest. Use all these different ways to look at manifesting and work with the way that you think. For someone to tell you that you're 18 and that's why your analytical mind, she doesn't believe that she's God, or he doesn't believe that he's God, right? Because when you know who you are, you're not your mind. You're not your brain. You're not your mind. You're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your age. You're not any of this, right? So who you are transcends age, time, everything. It transcends all of it. So you have to understand how this works. There's only one cause of all of it. There's only one cause as to why you manifest. All right. There's no other secondary cause. There's no because I'm 18, because I'm 30, because I'm not analytical, because I'm a good dreamer, because I'm a good writer, because no, there's one cause of why we manifest, one power. And we all have that same power. All right. That's the reason. That's the cause. So to say, oh, because I'm analytical, oh, because I'm 18, and that your mind tends to race more. No, it's not. I used to have the worst anxiety. Oh my God, I used to have the worst anxiety. And when I tell people this, even if you listen to my recordings on my lessons, I used to have the worst anxiety. My mind raced and raced, and I would get angry, and I would always worry about everything. And now when people meet me, they're like, I can't even imagine you any other way. You know what people tell me now? That my voice is hypnotizing, that I'm so calm and I'm so zen, and I that's exactly how I feel. So it has nothing to do with none of that stuff. You're the cause, mister. Trust in you. That's right, Charles. Trust in you. That's true. And I do try to get back to the state, but either thoughts about current and past circumstances come up, or just doubt in general, no matter how hard I try to come back. That's okay. You can have doubts. You can have thoughts. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And the other thing that is really helpful, Ms. Steph, for those of you who have a lot of anxious thoughts and you feel like you're overthinking, use inner conversations, use a mental diet. So it's like, okay, if my mind is always racing, I might as well give it something to do. But now I'm going to give you something to think about. So now I'm going to create conversations. I'm going to create dialogues. I'm going to create what I want to hear, because we're self-talking all day long anyway. So give yourself things to think about all the time, instead of letting your mind go around like a loose puppy, right? Just doing what it wants to do right now. Give it conversations. And so in my video, How to Manifest Your SP, or Mental Diets video, right, that's what I talk about. And I would write down, script out the conversations that you want to hear your person say to you, script out the things that you want to be saying to yourself, that you're confident, and hear people tell you, wow, you're so confident, you're so calm now, right? You're so chill, right? Hear these conversations. I would script them out, write them down, and then read those to yourself until they start feeling normal, until you can, and persist and say them all the time, every day. Hear yourself saying these things to yourself. Hear your girlfriend saying these things to you. Hear your parents, your friends saying these things to you, and watch how fast all the wandering mind stops. It works. I know. I'm one of them. I know that there's people in this chat right now that have done it too. So I know it works. And I'm talking really anxious minds. All right. Charles, seriously, learning that trust is a state is so powerful. It is. It's like, it like relieves you, right, Charles? It just like, you're just like, I can do this, right? And when you fall out of the state, you choose to get back in. You just jump back in, right? How many times? You're stubborn, you persist, and you jump back into the state until it sticks. So you win, and declare that I always win. I don't know if I have to get back in the state 5 times, 1 time, 500 times, but I always win. So I'm going to keep doing this because I always win. Do you see? When I'm faced with doubts or think about myself, I don't panic about manifesting bad things into the future. I trust in myself and stay calm. It's such a game changer. Yes. Someone was listening in that course, Charles. Someone was taking notes. Right on. Missed it. That's true. It is. It is. Oh, yeah. I try to have that mentality, and also just have the affirmations in my head, even if they feel like lies sometimes. It's only a lie because you say it's a lie, because your mind does not know the difference between a lie and fact or reality, right? Your mind doesn't care. And it really doesn't care. It's not judging you. You're the only one that's judging you. You're the only one saying that something's a lie, because your mind will believe anything you give it. It just is like, okay, now we're believing this. Okay. Oh, she changed her mind again. Okay. That's exactly what it's doing. This is following you, right? I think it may be not seeing movement, which is it as well. Well, you're describing why you don't see movement, and you did see movement in December. You saw a lot of movement, and you're like, well, that was nothing. So then it's like, oh, I guess he doesn't like the movement, so we're just not going to do anymore. He doesn't want it. Take it back. Make her go away. He didn't like the movement. Do you want that, Miss? No, I know you don't. So celebrate the movement and persist. All right. I want you to go watch those 2 videos I told you about and just stick with that. I'm telling you, just stick with that. And you'll first notice a shift within. That's the evidence. The evidence of you shifting within, that's what you want to nail first. Do not go looking for anything outside of you, because that is a waste of your time. Experience a shift within, and you'll be like, okay. That's how you know you nailed it. And that's when you see movement. All right. So, all right, you guys. Well, this is so much fun. I notice it is really dark in here. I don't have all my lights on. Ooh, playing with shadows. All right. Well, it was so lovely to see you guys again today. And thank you for bringing your questions. Thank you so much. And shoot me an email if you have a question that you... Hi, Katarina. Oh, look who it is. Katarina Fonseca. I just saying goodbye and good night, Katarina. I'm so happy that you're here. And if you have any questions, just email me, okay? And I'm happy to answer them. And if not, if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, go to roseelife.com and go sign up for that as well. All right. And I will see you guys soon. All right. Bye. Oh, you did watch it. Yay. I'm glad that you were here. And thanks for saying hi. All right. Bye, my loves. Bye, JSLA.